Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Friday night as Organ Music Night. Tonight, something very, very different. It's so different, even I don't know what we're going to do. No, tonight we're going to do something completely different. This is the new organ from Piotr Grabowski. Why am I wearing my headphones? You'll find out in a moment. This is the new organ from Piotr Grabowski, the organ of St. Mary's Church in Landau. This is an organ I know only too well, all by myself. I've played this organ many times in concert. I've even played it for wine festivals, believe it or not. Yeah, it's that part of the country. It's sort of wine country down in Landau. It's in the southwest of the Rhineland-Palatinate, a beautiful state, very close to the French border. And this organ has, although it's a very good German romantic organ, it has some French influences too. So we're going to find out about it tonight. Now, here's the difference. I don't know this sample set. I only installed it the other day. I haven't set anything up. Look, if I press my piston buttons, nothing, okay? I haven't even set any registrations yet. I haven't even set it up. I don't know how loud it's going to be. All I did was load it into Hauptwerk. I think I put it on the right channel. Yes, it's on the right channel, and I put the polyphony limit to where it should be. That's all I've done. I haven't moved anything around sonically. I haven't even listened to any of the stops yet. So you are going to hear the organ the same time that I hear the organ. So this is going to be something different tonight. I hope you enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoy it. Sorry, folks. I've got to stop saying ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say folks. Anyway, right. Now, the organ. Let me tell you something about the organ. It's a magnificent organ. It really is. Actually, no, let's start with the church. The church, St. Mary's, Sancta Maria, the Marienkirche, whatever you want to call it, down in Landau. It's one of the largest churches I have ever seen in my life. It is enormous. It's an old garrison church. It's an old sort of army church, and it goes back to the days when never mind. It goes back to the days when the army of that part of the world was slightly larger than it was now. The church, I reckon you could fit at least 5,000 people in the church. It's that big. It's enormous. It's on various different levels as well. And obviously that church needs an organ to really, really, really fill the room. And this is what happened. Back in the 1920s, I think it's exactly 100 years old, actually. 1924, that's right. The Steinmeyer company from Oettingen, which is near Nuremberg. Speak to Alexander Wunderlich, that's his part of the country. Near Nuremberg, Oettingen, the Steinmeyer company, they installed this organ. And it's absolutely wonderful. Now, the organ was buggered about with in the later part of the 20th century. They turned it into a neo-Baroque monster, got rid of all the beautiful romantic voicing and just turned it into something horrendous. Thankfully, a good few years ago, the powers that be in Landau thought, hold on a minute, this is an historic instrument, it needs to be returned to its former glory. So they got hold of the organ building company Seifert from Kevelaar. We know Kevelaar. The Scott brothers were just in Kevelaar. It's one of the largest organs in the world, certainly one of the largest in Germany, in Europe. Absolutely wonderful. Seifert is a very, very, very well-respected German organ building company. They were commissioned, in fact, to restore this organ to its former glory, back to the romantic sounds it should have had. And oh my God, have they done a good job. Now, I went to see this organ for the first time about, let me see, what's this, 2024. We're probably talking about 15 years ago, something like that. It's the first time I saw this. A good friend of mine from my Bonn days, took over the position here in Landau. Christian Schmitz is his name. He's no longer there as an organist, but he was there for many years, and he invited me and my choir that I had in those days to come and perform various things at his church in Landau. We did joint performances with his choir. We did all sorts of wonderful things, and I got to play concerts on this organ on a regular basis. I got to play classical stuff, I got to play jazzy stuff, I got to play all sorts of stuff. One of the highlights was when I was invited to play for a wine festival that took place in the church. And while people were mingling and drinking local wines and getting basically rat-faced, drinking wine in the church, I was in the background performing lovely sort of music in the organ, and people were free to wander into the organ loft and chat to me while I was playing. Very bizarre experience, rather lovely. I enjoyed it very much indeed. So over the years, I've gotten to know this organ very, very well. So well, in fact, the picture you saw of this evening's, here, this picture. Hold on, there it is. This picture, yeah? That picture of me, I reckon that's about 10 years old now, that picture. I still had longer hair on the top of my head. I still fitted into my Prince of Wales check suit, and so on and so on. That is me playing this organ. That picture was taken during one of my concerts in Landau, and the church was beautifully lit up, as you see, with wonderful LED lighting. That's not Photoshop in any way, that's a perfectly natural picture. And that was me sitting at the organ of Landau many, many years ago. Yeah, it's a beautiful instrument, and I'm very much looking forward to going back to see the real instrument very soon again as well. Ooh, all of these things are on the cards now. So let's get to some music. This is going to be fun. Now, first thing I hear in my earphones, I hope you're all listening to earphones as well, listening on earphones. I hope you can get all of that ready. The first thing you can hear is the blower noise. Yeah, you can hear the blower of the organ. Now that's actually one of the first things I'm going to remove a little bit. Here in the settings of the organ, we can turn the blower noise and the ambient noise down a bit. So I'm going to turn it down a bit, maybe down to about half. Yeah, that's more like it. I like that. Right, let's go back to the console view. And we can have the simple view, but I prefer the console view because I do actually know this organ, so that's interesting. So we have three manuals. We have a swell, a sort of, is it a choir, a swell, a choir, and a grate. Let's use the English names. The bundle of joy is having a moment downstairs by the sounds of it. So down on the grate organ, we have some wonderful stops. Now this is an organ, it's just full of 8-foot stops. What does that mean? Well, there's middle C that you would find on a piano, and that means that sound is the same sound you would find middle C. So there's that sound, there's that sound, there's that sound. There are 4-foots, which means I hold the same key, but it sounds an octave higher. There's a 2-foot, even higher. And there are mixtures of stops and in-between stops, but that doesn't matter. We can come to them another time. We have trumpets. We have deep trumpets. Oh, I like that. And we have high trumpets, which sound very nice indeed. On the second manual, we'll look through everything in a moment. On the second manual, where are my second manual stops? They're down here. Are they down there on the real organ? Yes, they are. We again have some lovely 8-foot stops. We have some beautiful stringy sounds. Ah, they're lovely. And this should be swellable if I've set it up correctly. I have. Perfect. My swell pedal is a mile away. That's lovely. Look at that. Very soft sounds. Isn't that beautiful? That's a dolce, which means sweet. Sounds very sweet, doesn't it? Anyway, we have flutes. And we have high stuff. So here's a higher flute. Here's an even higher flute. And we have a beautiful clarinet, which is actually like a harmonium reed, which is rather lovely. Now up in the third division, this is my favorite division of any organ. This is wonderful because it has a French style 16, 8 and 4 reeds. That's something that German romantic organs didn't tend to have in those days. This one. Oh yeah, that sounds good. And you can hear it miles away as well. Let's actually just add full swell to that. I'm not going to add absolutely everything because there are some things on there that are far too loud and we don't want them. I want that, and I want that, and I want that. There we are. So here's full swell. Now, listen to this. On it goes, the huge acoustic of the church in Landau. Shall we try full organ? This is going to be very loud. Let's try full organ. I'm just going to add pretty much everything. We don't need that. Let's add everything here. I don't want that. Let's couple everything up. Let's have the 16, 8 and 4. Oh, we didn't do the pedal yet, did we? Lots of big, beefy stuff on the pedal. big, beefy, fat stuff in the pedal. There's not an actual 32. There's a resultant 32, which is very effective. There is, however, a 32-foot reed, which makes a wonderful cracking noise. Right, let's couple all that down. Let's go back and have my full swell. We don't need that. We don't need that or that or that as far as I'm concerned. Let's have that. Let's couple that to there. It's good that you know the organ, isn't it? So we know what to have and what not to have. Don't need that. Right, that's pretty much full organ, ladies and gentlemen. Ready for this? This is going to be very loud. It might even crackle and pop. Let's try it. Oh, that's delicious. That's exactly the way organ sounds. Now, let's keep it on full organ for now. What we're going to do now, I'm going to balance the sound. All right? I'm going to balance the sound. Now, I know how this organ sounds, so I'm going to go into the settings page and we're going to balance it. Now, at the moment, we have, this is a mixture of 3 different recordings that were made in the church. Piotr Grabowski has 3 sets of microphones, one right close up to the pipes, one at the front looking at the pipes, so if you're sitting in the church, and one at the back of the church capturing all this sort of stuff. So what I like to do is find out exactly what they sound like. First thing I do is I turn all of them off. So now we have no sound whatsoever. These are the close samples, so the microphone's right up at the pipes. I quite like that. It doesn't sound like I'm sitting at the organ though. So we'll come back to that. Those are the close samples. These are the front samples. So imagine you're sitting in the church listening to the organ. Yeah, that's pretty good the way it is. I'm not going to change that too much. Right, let's get rid of that. Now let's go to the rear sample. So these will take, you've just walked in the back door of the church and somebody is playing the organ half a mile away. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It really is. It's a very big, huge, washy acoustic. And it is literally miles away. When you walk into the church, I think actually on that picture again, let's have that picture. Yeah. Imagine you just sort of walked into the church and you're sort of standing underneath the organ and you've got all that sound sort of wandering around. I suppose these microphones were taken right up at the altar space, so miles away from the pipes. Yeah. Now, one of the joys of recording organs, or one of the problems of recording organs, is the further away you get from the sound source, the less upper frequencies you have. Now, you can hear that quite clearly here. The bass frequencies are rumbling in your tummy down there, aren't they? And the high frequencies are almost non-existent. There are mixtures in there, but you can hardly hear them. Now that's just basic acoustic principles, nothing you can do about that. So we're going to be very judicious with our use of the rear. Let's go back to the close sample. So this is me sitting at the console. The console in the church, if you're looking at the pipes, the console is on the right side. Okay, console there, and it's sort of side on. The console can actually be moved around, but the console is normally sort of side on. And as you play the organ, you're playing here and the pipes are there to your right. Okay, and the great pipes are the closest to you. The pedal pipes are miles away. So I'm going to take the pedal pipes and pop them down a bit in the mixture. I'm going to take the second manual, take that down a little bit in the mixture, and the third manual I'm actually going to take down quite a lot in that mixture. So that's the front. That sounds about right. Let's take the front next. I'm going to take the close mixture down to about 70%. Let's take the fronts all the way, no, let's take the fronts all the way up again, sorry. I'm going to take a little bit of pedal out of that, just a little bit. I'm going to leave manuals 1, 2 and 3 at 100%, and then in the rear I'm going to leave everything at 100%. Now comes the fun bit, mixing the three perspectives, the rear, the front and the close perspectives, to get that natural sound. This is the beauty of Hauptwerk. You can sort of make your own recording of the church, isn't it wonderful? So I'm going to have the front at about, I'm going to say 75%. I'm going to have the rear at about 50%, and I'm going to have the close up at 75% as well. I don't like that. So I'm going to up the close a little bit more. Let's have it just over 80%. I have a feeling I need to get less of the front in there. So let's take the front down to 60, the rear down to 50, and keep the close at 80. Not happy with that. I'm going to change that round. I'm going to take the close down, put the front all the way up. No, definitely not happy with that. Definitely not happy with that. Let's take the front down to 50 as well then, and have the close at 100. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's take the close down a tiny bit and put the back up a bit, the rear. The rear's the one that's clouding everything out. Let's take the rear. What's clouding it? I'm not sure. I think we're just going to have to get used to it. I think that's what it's all about. Let's bump those up a little bit in the front mix as well. Take that down in the front. Now we're getting somewhere. What I'm looking for, what I'm trying to get, is the crispness that you get sitting at the console. Getting there. But also the enormous acoustic in the background. The absolutely stunningly enormous acoustic in the background. It's very important that you get that, and it sounds natural. We're getting there, slowly but surely. What do you think of it so far, people? What do you think of it so far? I love this instrument, like you may have recognized. Okay, let's go back to the console and let's start looking through some of the individual sounds. The first part of tonight's concert is going to be me setting up the organ. I think I'm happy with that. Are you happy with that? Let me know what you think. What do you think? You're all just saying hello to each other, but what do you think? Array index out of bounds exception. I love it too. Who the hell are you? That's a wonderful name. It's a wonderful name. I'll come and say hello to you in a moment. Was ist bei der Octave die Super Octave Koppeln? All right, Wolfgang is asking about the super octave couples and the sub octave couplers. We'll come to them later. They're very clever. What they do, at the moment, I've got all the stops in this manual. That swell could be a little louder. I have all the stops in this manual coupled to this manual and this manual. I have all the stops in this manual also coupled to this manual. So everything is coupled onto this manual. What does that mean? All the stops that are pulled anywhere on the organ can be played here, except of course the pedal stops, which are being played by my feet. There are my feet. But I've coupled all of that down onto the pedals as well, so it's all down there, okay? That's very exciting, and it makes a bloody big noise. Now, what if I want to make it even brighter? So, not only have I coupled these pipes, let's say I play this C here, so this C is being played as well. What if I want to couple that one and that one at the same time? So just playing this key plays all the stops I've got here, all the stops I've got here, but it plays this one and this one from that manual, no matter what stops I have. Then I take the super octave couple, there it is, 3 to 1. So I'll demonstrate this on a slightly softer one. I can take the super octave couple from here as well and put that. So now, if you're younger than I am, you can probably hear that that sound is getting brighter as I add those stops there. Now the sub-octave is of course doing the same thing in the other direction. I can demonstrate it here on its own. Here's the super octave couple for this manual. Hear that? And the sub-octave. So I'm coupling all of, I'm playing one note, but I'm actually playing 3 notes at the same time. Does that make sense? I hope so. That's what those sub and super octave couplers do. They just add even more stops and make things brighter or darker as the case may be. Off you go. Now, there's a division of this organ that was added later. It's an echo division. There are only 2 stops that belong to the echo division, and it's playable from the second manual? Yes, second manual. There's a beautiful echo bourdon, which is a very, very soft flute. Isn't that delicious? I can close that box. What does that mean? Those pipes are enclosed in boxes, and if you close the front of the box, they're sort of like shutters. You close them, and the sound is now blocked in, caged in. Oh, there it is. Sorry, it's on its own block. I forgot. There's them blocked in. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Now that department comes with something called a vox humana as well. Now vox humana is a beautiful stop. And it always is played with a tremolo. It's supposed to be like a sort of a very gentle human voice. It's not bad, this one. It's very gentle. Isn't that gorgeous? Now if I add the echo bourdon to that, isn't that delicious? That sounds ever so slightly artificial. I'm going to switch something on called a pipe delay. And what that means is this is something that Piotr has built into the sample set that makes when you press a key on the actual organ, obviously it takes a while for the air to get to the pipe and then get through the pipe, and he's tried to recreate that. That's better. Oh, that's gorgeous. Isn't that lovely? Oh. So what I need to do is add a very soft pedal to that, soft pedal sound to that. Let's quickly add something very gentle. Oh my God. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, that's delicious. I love that. Oh, that is too nice. Isn't that delicious? So that was the Vox Humana from the Echo division, the Echo Bourdon from the Echo division, obviously the tremulant doing what it needs to do, tremoloing away. I need to pull my pedal board back, it's miles away. Come on, there you go. That's better. And I've got the softest of the pedal stops. It's called a zart bass, which means soft bass, zart bass. And it's just on its own. Let's get rid of that just quickly. Isn't that lovely? It's so soft. You can hardly hear it doing anything. Let me turn that off for the moment. It's so soft. But anyway, that's that Echo division. Isn't that delicious? Now, we've had a look at these wonderful reeds. This one, it's not called a trumpet. It's called a tuba mirabilis. That's not bad. I quite like that. There's also what's called a 16-foot tuba down here on the Great Manual. It's not really a tuba. It's rather nice though, isn't it? Now to the most beautiful stops on the entire organ, the swell strings. Any decent organ has wonderful swell strings. This organ is no exception. Here are these delicious strings. Get ready for this. Oh, that's delicious. What do you think? Isn't that beautiful? That is going to be my first registration I save. So let's save that here. What I've done, I've coupled everything down. French style, that's like the Saint-Sulpice, the big French organs. I like to couple everything down to the Great Manual. It just makes everything easier to play for my big crescendo. Now, those are the swell strings, box open. We can add another string to that, but you can hardly hear it. It's much softer. The Aeoline and the Vox Celestis. And it speaks very slowly. That's what it does in the church as well. Is that even nicer, actually? It's slightly keener, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. What's better? What do you prefer? What do you prefer? Do you prefer the really soft ones? or the slightly keener ones. Oh, I like those. They've got a much more sort of purposeful sound. Yeah, so we'll keep that on my registration there. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add these strings. These are the strings from this manual. So now I've got those and those together. I think we'll actually add that too. Yeah. Perfect. I love it. Let's have that on there. Now, what I'm going to do before I get into the normal crescendo, I'm now going to add my favorite stops. I'm going to add the echo bourdon and the vox humana. Let's close that little box down and we get this. How about that? Now, to make that even more delicious, it's time to add Wolfgang's super couples. So I'm only going to add the super coupler from this one, the octave coupler from this one. So what that will do is, well, I've got this delicious sort of stringy sound with my vox humana. Now I can add those swell strings with their octave. That's bloody nice, actually. Let's add. Now, if I do the same thing with the second manual now, hold on, let's quickly save that. All we need now is the 32-foot effect to just really turn that into some orgiastic gorgeousness. What an effect. So what I can do now, it's like a full orchestra now with a small choir somewhere in the distance. So I've got everything closed off, all the boxes closed. Use my feet so you can see that. All these boxes here are closed. Oh my God. Isn't that gorgeous? Now I'm going to open up the choir. So there's a choir belting away. Now I'm going to add some of the strings with their octaves. Now add these ones. Full orchestra. Isn't that delicious? And that is how to set up an organ. Right, okay, so that's this beautiful stringy sound that we want. Now let's set up a nice crescendo on the normal organ sounds. Robert Varner, I just read in the chat that Robert Varner said it sounds like a pipe organ. Well, it is a pipe organ. It is a pipe organ. Right, first thing we want to do is get some nice, just nice, I think, yeah, that's where we're going to start. So let's save this on this one so we know where we are. Now I'm going to be adding to this. There's lots of beautiful solo-y stops on this, and I don't want them yet. That's nice, isn't it? Yep, I like that. So let's save that on there. Now we're going to start adding this stuff. These all open? Yep. Let's have that and that. Yep. The trick is to add subtly as you go. Don't add too many stops at once, and don't do too many sudden changes at once. We're gradually adding. This is the beauty of a German romantic organ. This is even better for this kind of thing than a French romantic organ. And I'm going to hedge my bets by saying it's actually better than an English or American organ at this kind of thing, because this is what it's designed for. Sort of a seamless crescendo. Where was I? Here. So I think we're going to add some of this now. I think we can get away with this, and maybe, yep. So far we've gone from this one step higher, another step higher, and here's another step. You can hardly notice that I'm adding stops, but that's the point. I'm not necessarily adding stops to make it louder. I'm adding stops to make it fuller, fatter, bigger. Not louder, bigger. Isn't that wonderful? Right. Now this is where the fun begins, because I have to start adding. Do I want to add that yet? That's very noticeable. As is that. That's not very noticeable. That is. So let's have that next. I don't want that. And then this. And that's already a big, rich, fat sound. I'm sure you can hear that rather nicely. Now, next thing I'm going to add is something very different. And for that, I need to close down the swell. So, let's have this. This is the secret of adding crescendos, okay? You've got to, not cheat, but you've got to sort of hide things. All right? So what I'm hiding here is I'm hiding the addition of an oboe. So as I play, I'm closing this swell box down. Now I'm adding the oboe, which you can barely hear, like that. But as I open that box, you can hear the oboe sound, which is a very round, fruity sound. I love it. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I can add this. And I need to start adding stuff to the pedal to make that a little more serious too. Right, so I like it. Now we're going to add that, because we have to start getting moving. We have to get some momentum up here. Now I'm going to add A little bit of bright work. I'm going to add 2 4-foot stops from the swell next, just to brighten things up. So again, without, oh bugger, what was that? Without all that. Perfect, you can hardly hear that. Now this is the point where I have to add this one. Yeah. Suddenly we're a bit brighter again, but subtle, 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 subtle. Subtlety is what we want here. Yeah, I think we can get away with the big principle on the grate now, which means I want to add a bit more beef in the bass now. I'm going to add the violon bass 16 and the violon cello to the pedal department, beefing that up. So we've had this. Subtle but loud, here we go. Perfect. That means we can really get the momentum up now. Now we can start adding this kind of stuff. Which actually you can't really hear, so let's add this. At the same time, yeah, I always need to start brightening things up. This is where it actually gets rather thin on this organ, because most of the organ is 8-foot stops, big, fat, lovely, gorgeous, thick brown, 8-foot stops. So you've got to be quite careful adding the bright stuff. That's good enough for me. And then we add this one. Bingo. Okay, where do we go from here? Well, we can go here. Can't really hear that. It's beautifully out of tune, which I like. Warts and all. Yeah, let's have that next. But we need to add to that because that's not enough. So let's have that one. Okay, 2-foot brightness. The brightness, let's have that. Next, I like. Now it's time to add a trumpety style. Which is nice and subtle. Did I add that? Oh, I like that, listen to that. Sound of the stop action. Yep, perfect. Is that where we're up to? Yes, that's where we're up to. Okay, what's next, ladies and folks? I think we need to add a mixture next, so let's add this mixture. Let's add both of those mixtures. That's the mixture from that manual and that manual, just to beef things up. Perfect. Now we're going to add the smaller mixture here. And the big 16-foot in the pedal. I like. Now it's time to add the trumpet. Well, that sounds damn good, doesn't it? And the 16. Yeah, let's do that. Now we're going to add the 4-foot trumpet and the 16-foot there. Splendid, I love that. Then the 4-foot here and the 8-foot there. I suppose we could add the 32-foot effect at this point. Need to turn that up a bit, that's a little on the distant side. And now we're going to, are we pretty much on full organ? Not quite. We're getting there. You've noticed I haven't added any 16-foot stuff in the manuals yet. I'm not a great fan of that, believe it or not. It muddies things up, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to add that there, the 16-foot tuba and the 32-foot there, and the big principal on the grate. Now we're at what I would call full organ. It's not all the stops, because I don't want all the stops, for the simple reason that would just drown everything out. How about this? I like it. And that's as big as actually that's not as big as I'm going to go, because I'm now going to add the super couplers, which we like. Super couplers. Where's the other super coupler? There it is. Pretty good. So that's as loud as I'm going to go. Now my next step is to get rid of most of this, because we want to sort of calm things down now. So I'm going to get rid of all of that, the exception of, well, I think we might, yeah, that'll do for now. Let's leave all of that. Let's get rid of that. Leave all of that for now. Let's just quickly get rid of some of that stuff there. As important as the crescendo is the decrescendo. So we've gone from full organ. This is where we start taking things down a notch. So we're going to start by getting rid of most of this grumpy, grotty stuff. I'm just going to do this quickly without telling you too much about it, just because it's going to take forever if I don't. Trick is to get down to the softest possible sound, which could be that actually. Oh yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. And add a 32 foot for the final one. How about that, folks? That is going to be my registration thing. Now let's quickly save that before I forget it. Save. Actually, let's save as and give it a name. I need to quickly go over here, call this crescendo. That's not how you spell crescendo, Fraser. Let's get my keyboard out of retirement here. That's how you spell crescendo. Perfect. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the size of this magnificent instrument. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that. Right, okay. Ooh, let's have a look and see who's here this evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That was my introduction to this wonderful new organ. Now, I'm going to be enjoying this for the next couple of days because it's absolutely delicious, as I hope you heard there. Let's say hello to some people out there. Who's here? Who's here this evening? Let's first of all say thank you to some people who've bought some tickets this evening so far. A very quick thank you to William G, who bought a ticket for yesterday. That arrived this this afternoon. Thank you very much for that. Jez, thank you, Jez. Jez has a reason for sending a ticket, so thank you, Jez. We'll come to that in a moment. Jerry has bought a ticket. Thank you, Jerry. Lucian has bought a ticket as well. Thank you very much to you. Very kind. Thank you, thank you. Right, who else has bought a ticket here? Stefan. Our friend Stefan. And who's this? Jürgen. Our friend Jürgen has also bought one. So thank you very much indeed to you for the tickets so far. I see the Platz gang have also been busy on Buy Me a Coffee. Oh yes, we are running out of, once again, external storage space. Here, this wonderful camera here that I'm recording on, it uses external storage when you're out and about recording. Do I have any of my discs here? Oh, they're over there on the piano. I can't show you. External SSD discs, and yeah, I'm running out of space on everything. When I was out in Gattenbach, I had to stop the recording early because we didn't have enough space, which is a shame. So yes, we're adding to storage so when we're out and about, we're not going to run out. That's very good. And also, if we're going to be out and about on a daily basis, well, maybe not on a daily basis, but let's say we're out and about on tour, and I'm only going to have my laptop with me, which is a modern MacBook Pro, which of course only has, what does this one have actually? I think it's only got 512 on it, hasn't it? I don't know. What's it got on it? Oh, for heaven's sake, what does it tell me storage these days? 512 gigabytes. So that's not even a terabyte on here. So when I'm out and about, I can't transfer that to anything. So when one of those external discs is full, it's full. And recording an organ on that camera will fill up, well, certainly fill up a 1 terabyte disk. So that's why I want to get some new 2 terabyte ones so that we can have some room to store stuff when we're out and about. So thank you very much for that if you're interested. Oh, who's this? Andrew. Thank you very much indeed, Andrew. There's an extra ticket. Oh, it's still festival, thank you. It's still saying in the tickets. I do apologize about that. We must change that again. My manager's supposed to do that. So thank you to the Platz gang. They have got the ball rolling on one of those external discs there. Thank you very much for that. Right, who's here tonight? Let's have a look. Let's go back a bit in the chat. Let's go back. Urza is here. Hello, Urza. Urza is here. Urza, Jerry, Cam, Platz, and I are working on something in the background, ladies and gentlemen, which you are all going to enjoy. More on that very, very soon. Elam O'Rennick is here. Hi to you. Array index out of bounds exception is also here. Thank you very much to you for being here this evening. That's a very interesting name. Jim Cascagnette is here. Adrian Morris is here. Hello, Adrian. How are you doing? Gav. Jürgen Stelzer ist hier. Schön, dass du wieder da bist. Ich freue mich. Du warst auch gestern da. Auch sehr schön. Jez M is here. I've already said hi to Jez, and yes, it's coming. And thank you for that. Mike King is here. The Nightbot is here. Jez is still here. Charles Marie Vidor is here talking about cauliflower. Look, they're back, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Leach is here. Hi, Matt. I particularly loved Matt Leach's performance of Harvest Home during the festival. I loved that. That was wonderful. Monica is here from Ohio. Julian is here from Shreveport. Oh, this is wonderful. Everyone's here. R. Sexton is here. Good evening to you. Cam is here. Hi, Cam. Hi, bro. Jim. Elam is, oh, we said Elam already. Alexander Wunderlich is here. Hello, Alexander Wunderlich. How's your week been? Green Frog is here. Adrian Morris is still here. Right. Anyone else? Must be more people. Oh, what's that? Someone's just donated 10. Is that 10 or 100? What's that? 10 from Robert. Thanks, Robert. I only saw 10 and then ... I was getting excited for a second. That's cheeky, I know. Stop it. Be nice. Right, there's my green frog again. Tristan Thomas is here. Good evening to you. Fraser without an eye, please. It's Tristan from Wales. Yes, I'm not that guy from What was that? Where is that from? Seattle, wasn't it? Anyway, Wolfgang König is here. Hello, and Wolfgang, it's coming. Thank you, Wolfgang. It's Wolfgang's. Is it Wolfgang's? It is Wolfgang's birthday later, isn't it? It is it? Yes, it's Wolfgang's birthday later, so that's very exciting. At midnight, so we're all going to say happy birthday to Wolfgang in about an hour's time. Wonderful. Robert Warner is back. Hello. Philip Kzie is here. Haven't done this for a long time. Saying, oh, Samantha's here. Hi to you. Andrew Prince is here. Jürgen Stelzer, we got Jürgen already, didn't we? Rasbaz is here. Hi, Marco. The weather is amazing down further south than here. Here in the Westerwald in Germany, not a spot of rain today. Well, tiny little spots everywhere. Slightly further south, Frankfurt, like 45 minutes south from here. Boom. It's like something from an action film. It's crazy down there. Yeah. Ian Walker's here. Hi, Ian. It's all the same bit. Stefan Arendt is here, a fan of the Spanish trumpets. Good for you. Per Tjernström is here. Hello. Witwe Linkmeier. Was hört man eigentlich den Sound, den auf dem Kopfhörer hat, oder den Klang im Raum? Hä? Oh, you mean what am I listening to? I'm listening. I don't have speakers here. Oh, I do have speakers, but they're not wired up. I have a 1-year-old baby, so no organ sounds at home. No. Charles Reardon is here. Hello, Mr. Festival winner. Hello to you. Who else is here? Max Huber is here. Hi, Max. Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. I am just running very quickly through the names here and make sure I'm not missing out on anyone. I'm not reading what you're writing, so I do apologize. If you're asking any questions, send me an email. Questions by email, gang@gartshore.de. Marek is here. Hi, Marek. Lovely that you are here. Splendid, splendid. Matt Leach is still here. Wonderful. Yellowbird. Hi, Yellowbird. Yellowbird is going to the Bewley Auto Jumble, and then he's going to Brooklands. I hope you mean Brooklands. An MG centenary event. Ooh, I like the sound of that. CameraTim.com is here. Hi, Tim. Gerhard Flink is here. Hold on. There's he gone. Gerhard is here. David Ross is here. Hello. Well, hello to you too. Ree Carter is here. Hello. The Ree Carter is here. Not here listening though. That's Marie Carter. That's Joe's Marie. Or is it Marie's Joe? It should be the other way around, shouldn't it? Yes. How are you both doing? I hope you're doing very well. Listening, that's good. Listening is good. And I hope toe tapping very soon. Tim is here. Mike King is here. Robert Varner. Can't be a freeloader all the time. If only you would all think like Robert. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry, that was naughty. Don't do that. Jeff. Hi, Jeff. Just joined from Seaton Jurassic Coast. Congratulations. Dan Eichmeyer is here as well. It is a nice organ. Thinking of getting it for sure. Definitely do. Get in touch with Piotr. Tell him you came from me and get on with it. Wonderful. I love it. Definitely. R. Sexton has just donated something as well. Thank you very much, R. Sexton. Very kind of you. Thank you. Wonderful. Right. I think we're at the bottom of the list of who's here. Another ticket has just arrived as I speak. It's from Nancy. Thank you very much, Nancy. Very kind. Right. On with the show, ladies and gentlemen. We have a birthday. We have a birthday. We have a birthday. We have a birthday. Now, I'm going to get the headphones on and I'm going to dig around in here because, yes, the piece of music in question should actually be on here. Let's get this open up. Let's make sure it's actually still working. 57% charge. That should be more than enough. Oh, damn it. If I can spell, that might work. Boom. Yes, there it is. How many pages of that? 3 pages of that. Right. Let's pop that up there, but shut it down so you can't see what it is. Although I doubt you can read that from there. So let's open that up again. Come on. Can you read that from there? No, not a chance. Okay. It's somebody's birthday today. Now, our friend Jez M is obviously a family guy, and it's Jez's eldest granddaughter's birthday today, Jessica. Jessica is 14 years old today, so a big happy birthday to Jessica. And I'm going to get the organ up to about full organ first before we get there. So about, wow, that's big. Let's go to about there, start there. So it's Jessica's birthday. That's Jessica with a J, obviously. I want you all to sing happy birthday to Jessica. Are you ready? Isn't that a wonderful sound? Happy birthday, Jessica. And Jessica requested this for her birthday. Cue the copyright claims. Ooh, pirate time. Wow. That sounds good on this organ, doesn't it? That sounds good. I like it a lot. Thank you. Happy birthday to Jessica. I hope you have, or I hope you have been having a wonderful day today. What do you do at the age of 14 in this day and age? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll be able to tell you in 13 years' time because my daughter will then be 14 herself. So that's going to be exciting. Exciting stuff. Wow. I like it. Happy birthday. Have a wonderful time. And I hope your granddad is spoiling you rotten. That's the important thing. Cheers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's play around with this organ. Let's improvise something on it now that we've set everything up. Now, it's coming up to Pentecost weekend, which means I can play some of my favourite hymns, which are, of course, the Pentecosty hymns, which means Holy Ghosts and all that kind of stuff. So, where are my Holy Ghosts? He's disappeared. He's gone. Where's the Holy Ghost gone? Here he is. Here he is. I'll probably be playing this on Sunday as well, but let's play it tonight. Number 351 in Thym book is Komm Schöpfergeist, Come Holy Ghost. Simple as that. A wonderful, wonderful piece of music. And I'm guessing it's going to sound rather nice on this. We're going to start with the gentlest of strings that we set up. And then we're going to build and build and build to full organ, take it all the way back down again and see what happens. This could be interesting. Tickets, please. not wanting to blow my own trumpet, but I rather like those registrations I've got there. That sounds just like the way a Steinmeyer organ should sound, don't you think? Thank you very much, by the way, to David, who just bought a ticket on the way past. Thank you very much, David. And I see from the chat it's somebody else's birthday today, Joshua McCready. Well, let's do something very different. I know Joshua loves a good tune, so let's have Happy Birthday in a very different style for Joshua. Oh yes, we can have some fun with this. Happy birthday, Joshua McCready on the way past. What's this, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, that's rather exciting. From the Clements, I'm assuming, yes, from the Clements. Thank you very much. The Clements have just made a donation via Wise. If you check out the description below every video, we have international bank accounts, ladies and gentlemen. We have a British account, we have an American account, and I think we have, what else do we have? We have something else, or is it just those two? And of course, my normal German account. And you can transfer us money to those accounts as well. So thank you very much to the Clements for doing that. Very kind. Thank you very much indeed. Good. Lovely. Thank you. I'm glad that that's working, actually, because I think you're the only people ever to have done that. So thank you very much. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting stuff. Our trip to the Brown Book of Magical Goodness. We haven't been there for an awfully long time. Oh, we have some requests coming in here as well. What's this? Ooh, that's something for Sunday night. Tug. I wonder who Tug is. Tug or Tug has sent me an email with a wonderful request. I think we'll do that on Sunday night, if you don't mind. That would be great fun. And a very wonderful request from our friend Joe. Ooh, Joe, if you can find me music for that sharpish quickly, then yeah, we'll get that in tonight. Part of it, at least. That would be exciting. And otherwise, I'll look for it, and we'll do that on Sunday as well. That would be good on Sunday too, wouldn't it? I shall have a look for that, unless you can find me something on the quick for tonight. I'm going to go randomly through the Brown Book of Magical Goodness, and let's just open it. I'll close it again. No fingers, see, magic trick. Open it at the beginning and go, stop here. Right, let's have this. That's a good one. I don't know what it is, but let's have it. This looks like a good march. Nothing beats a good march. It's called The Light is Getting Brighter. Das Licht wird heller. Okay, there you are. It's getting brighter, folks. I think we should start with this one. See what we can do here. This could be fun. Number 111, by the way. Now that is a good tune. That is a good tune. For those new to the channel, I don't know what this is. This brown book of magical magnificence is actually one of the hymn books that belongs to the Jehovah's Witnesses. And I don't care what anyone thinks of Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't care what anyone thinks of anybody, because we're all human beings and we should all love each other, and I don't care about anything else. But I'll tell you what, the Jehovah's have a bloody good hymn book. They really do. Amazing hymns in there. If other church denominations had hymns like that, I think we might have slightly larger congregations. However, it's not up to me to decide things like that, but isn't that brilliant? What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tune. I love it. It's an interesting noise. The softest stop on the organ, ladies and gentlemen. Let's find a very soft piece of music by one of my favorite composers who's often overlooked. I've played this several times on the channel, but I do love it, so that's why I've dug this one out. Here it is, page 18. It's a beautiful, very simple piece of music, and I think it will sound rather nice on the very, very softest stops of this organ. Now, here's a bit. I saw earlier in the chat someone, I think it was Jürgen Stelzer, who was saying, oh, the organ sounds very quiet. Well, welcome to the world of dynamics, ladies and gentlemen, where the organ can go from, well, the big bombastic noise we just had just now, to the quietest stop on the organ, which is this. And listen to this. This is as quiet as it gets. If you are in a loud environment, folks, get out of that loud environment. Go and get yourself into a very small, cozy space. I suggest the guest toilet. It would be a great place to go. And just close the door. Take your headphones with you, obviously. Close the door. Get into a very tight space with nothing around and listen to this soft sound. Damn it! Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, we could do that. Yeah, we could do that. That would be quite nice. And I wanted a different stop. That might work. That will work. Let's do that. Okay, this is going to be the softest piece of music you've ever heard in your life. Life really can be simple at times. Isn't that nice? What a beautiful soft sound. I love that. Ah, I love that. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. What do you think of that oboe? That sounds really beautiful. Haha, I like that a lot. I'm enjoying this, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to be back at the organ, and we haven't been back at the organ for a long time. Believe it or not, I haven't touched the organ since, oh gosh, since the festival, since the Around the World concert during the festival, because obviously on the Sunday night I wasn't playing the organ because it was our competition time. Congratulations again to the winners, Charles, William and Steffi, and to everyone else who took part, because it was just wonderful. Absolutely great fun. But yeah, this is the first time I've played the organ since then. And I'm very excited that it's this instrument as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, news, yes. At the beginning of June, oh damn, what did I do there? I did something wrong. What did I do? I'm not sure. All right, Joe, I'll find some for Sunday, okay? Joe, we'll do it for Sunday. We'll do it for Sunday. News, yes. At the end of May, beginning of June, the Gartshores are going to leave home. We're going to leave home. We're going to head away for a couple of days, and we are going to hopefully record a couple of organs for the channel. We're going to get back out and about and recording some organs again. Now, this is the excitement we've been promising for a long time now, to get back out. And the trouble has been, although it's not necessarily, this is kind of a first world problem, because I am now, or Vanessa and I are now parents. We can't just sort of get up in the morning and disappear off for a day and record an organ and just, do whatever we want, take our time and come home whenever we want. That doesn't happen anymore because we have a little 1-year-old child now, a toddler. And so to make that more worthwhile, what we've decided to do is go away in installments when it fits. So when Vanessa doesn't have anything at university, when I don't have any extra churchy things, and so on and so on, we're going to jump in the car, or maybe even rent an RV, mobile home kind of thing, and disappear off for a few days at a time and record 1, 2, 3, 4, several organs at a time, so that we've got stuff for the channel, we've got ideas, we've got content and things like that. Now, we're hoping that we're trying to work it out to make sure it's going to work, but we're hoping this is going to work at the beginning of June. Head away for a few days and record a couple of organs at the same time. So this is very exciting. So thank you to all of you who donated towards that during the festival. Things like this are, I would say they're going to be pricey in a way, and when I was looking at all these things, it suddenly dawned on me, as I mentioned earlier, if we're going to be heading away and recording things on various different occasions, we need lots of storage space, we need all sorts of goodies, and so we've added some more things to the wish list on Buy Me a Coffee. Should you wish to help us out, some people are quite happy to give us a ticket to say thank you very much, and that ticket is of course still invested back into the channel one way or another. The Buy Me a Coffee wish list, on the other hand, those are actual sort of concrete wishes, concrete material things that we think we need for the channel to go out and record better things, more microphones, more equipment, more lenses for cameras, all that kind of stuff. Really exciting things, but more, at the moment in particular, more storage. That's a very important one at the moment. So if you want to buy us material things, then check out the Buy Me a Coffee wish list. That's where all that kind of stuff is happening. And that would be good fun indeed. That would be good fun indeed. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's all very, very gratefully received, and it is pumped into the channel in one way or another. And that's what we're working on at the moment. Thank you, Uza, for getting the wish list up here, and just go and have a look, see what's up. There might be something on there you think, I would like to contribute to that. You don't have to buy it outright. You can contribute towards it. That's the thing. It's a wish list. It's a wish list. But we have until the end of May. No, I'm joking. There's also something on the wish list. There's also something on the wish list that is it's very much would be nice to have, but is not necessarily imperative. However, it is currently on offer. An amazing piece of software that I use for recordings. Once you've recorded, you then take that recording and you cut out all the background noise from that recording, blah blah blah, etc., etc. It's going to be absolutely essential when we come to sampling organs to hopefully make our own sample sets for Hauptwerk at some point. You need to get rid of all the extraneous noise, and there's a wonderful piece of software that helps you do that. It doesn't do it for you automatically. There's a new version of it out that apparently, through artificial intelligence, makes that whole process a lot easier and a lot better. So it's on offer at the moment, special offer, because I already have the version 10 of that software. Version 11 has just come out, and rather than it costing me 1,200 euros to buy the new software, yeah, it is that expensive, but we're talking professional studio gear here. I think I can buy an upgrade for a couple of hundred or something like that. So that would definitely be worth it in the long-term future, but it's currently on special offer. So there we are. So there's an idea. If you're interested in helping us out with that, that's the kind of thing that we'd be looking into at the moment. Right, Joe was saying fagotto, which is a wonderful old Italian word for oboe. But on this organ, it's just simply called an oboe in English, oboe in German if you want. The reeds on this organ are quite exciting. They're all sort of mixed up. It's not the sort of standard reeds you would expect. For example, on here we have a trumpet 8-foot on the grate, which you kind of expect, but a clarine, you have to pronounce the E at the end, a clarine 4, which is nice and bright, and both of those together, very bright. But then it has this big, fat, parpy, farty tuba, 16-foot, so you get this big chorus of reeds, so you have a big, fat, sort of Alfred Hitchcock tuba. It could be Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock with his lip hanging out. Get the idea? But then these bright trumpets on top of that. Which it's a sound you don't hear anymore. It's a wonderful, it's a bright but fat and brash sound. It's all of those things all at the same time. It's gorgeous, isn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. Up on the swell division, we have an oboe 8-foot, a basson, B-A-S-S-O-N, for the French word, 16-foot, which is much brighter than you would expect. So the basson up here is brighter than the oboe down here. That makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Then it has the aforementioned tuba mirabilis, which is sort of a fattish trumpet, but then it has a 4-foot trumpet, or Trompete in German, which is quite thin, and all of those together give this kind of chorus sound. So here's the big ones here. And they're really in your face, aren't they? And these guys. Now, it's very rare that a German romantic organ of this time would have two sets of 16/8 and 4-foot reeds on two different manuals. Very, very rare indeed. And we think this is because of its proximity to France, that the Landau organ had this to sort of compete with the big French organs that you could be found in the Alsace region over the border. Funnily enough, if we went to Landau to record an organ, well, actually, no, let's do it this way. We could go to Luxembourg to record a nice organ in Luxembourg. Then we could go down to Landau to record this organ in Landau. And then we could hop across the border to a place called Nancy, or Nancy in English, to record another organ there. That's a kind of a sort of nice triangle of travel. Possibility? Might be. Anyway, exciting stuff. We didn't look at these wonderful things down in the pedal. So I only showed you the 32-foot. That's exactly the way it sounds in the church. It's been perfectly sampled. A 16-foot bombard, which is quite a sort of a happy sounding bombard. It sort of laughs at you. I quite like that. It's got a nice one. It has a trompeten bass, which doesn't make any sense. It's trumpet bass, which is quite big. But then it has something called a bass clarine. A bass clarine. So we had the clarine here, and we have a bass version of that here. Which could be very useful as a solo reed. So if you've got, I don't know, let's say you've got nice sound here. You could have a nice solo sound there, something quite cute. It's not the kind of thing you'd normally do. Then we have that fancy clarinet I told you about, which is kind of like, if I had the tremulant with it, it's kind of like a sort of an accordion. So we can have an accordion solo now. How cool would this be? We could do things like this. Sort of almost a mouth organ, really, isn't it? I'm not going to play MR from HM, but you get the idea. It could kind of do that, couldn't it? Isn't that gorgeous? I think that's delicious. What a wonderful instrument. It has many flutes that I haven't shown you yet. Many flutes. Many, many, many different flutes. It has, on the Great Manual, a gedeckt, which is a normal sort of stopped flute. Oops. It has something called a Zartflöte, a soft flute, which must have been hell to sample because there's lots of air in there. That's nice. And then it has something that you would find on a theatre organ, a tibia. Which is basically an overblown flute, sort of a kind of German version of a flute harmonique. Isn't that gorgeous? Now that's 3 different flutes just on the Great Manual. Up on the Choir Manual, we'll call it the second manual, the Choir Manual. We only have one 8-foot flute here. But it's a concert flute, so it's another overblown flute. I'm not sure it is overblown actually. But it's rather nice nonetheless. There is, however, a solo flute at 4 foot, so an octave higher, which is rather beautiful. Up here, again, we have 3 different flutes up here. We have a normal sort of lieblich gedacht, which means a sort of a sweet flute. Which is rather nice. A Spitzflöte, which, as you would expect, has pointy pipes. That's gorgeous. Oh, that's just beautiful. That reminds me of the actual thing. And then something called a Jubalflöte, a jubilee flute, a flute jubilee. And it's got that sort of chiffy edge to it. which it almost sounds like somebody in the sacristy. Imagine you're playing the organ, and someone in the sacristy is playing a children's xylophone at the same time, with the door closed. Isn't that cute? That's probably one of my favourite stops in the organ. Now, all of those 3 flutes together makes a lovely sound. Now, these flutes together make a big fat sound. And if we couple them together, that's how I do that. Isn't that gorgeous? I particularly like this one. That sounds good, doesn't it? Ah, splendid. Oh, what's happening here? Emails are coming in. Throngs are coming in. Oh, good heavens, what's this? What's this? Oh, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. An external disc has been funded. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much to Kip. Thank you to Kip, and thank you to Joe and Marie as well. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much to both of you, or all 3 of you, actually, in that fact. Thank you to all 3 of you for getting that done. Yes, thank you. We're off to the races. Off to the races. Let's get to the races, folks. What's that? Here's an email. Oh, spam. No, I'm not interested in that. Don't want spam. We don't like spam. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's very kind. Thank you. Ha! I love this little organ. How are we doing on time? It's midnight, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wolfgang's birthday. Wolfgang Koenig's birthday. Right. Join me in singing happy birthday to Wolfgang. And then Wolfgang has requested a wonderful piece of music, which I think might have to conclude our evening's celebrations. Happy birthday to our friend Wolfgang. Happy birthday to our friend Wolfgang. Wolfgang has requested one of, do I even need the music for this? No, I don't. Wolfgang has requested one of the most amazing German hymns for his birthday tonight. And happy birthday to you, by the way. Many celebrations to your part of the world. I hope you're not all reined in down there. I hope everything's okay. He's requested Großer Gott, wir loben dich, which is possibly the best German hymn of them all. It is out there in the international world, but it's absolutely amazing. And I think we need to start with a decent registration and see what we can do with this. Großer Gott, great God. Happy birthday to Wolfgang König. Say it very loudly.
Ah, happy birthday.
Vanessa's here, everybody, just at the end of this evening's concert.
Hat er jetzt Geburtstag heute? Also
Ja, jetzt um Mitternacht hat er Geburtstag. Yeah. Lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of this magnificent organ in Landau? I love it because I know it personally, but I do already love the sample set. It's wonderful. I'm going to tweak it a little further. I'm going to go into the pipe work and move things around as it is in the real organ. This division is over there, that division is over there, and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go and do that now. Well, not to now. I'll do it before Sunday, and then on Sunday we will come back to this. We have a couple of wonderful requests for Sunday. A request from Joe, which I've got to go and find, but I will definitely try to find that. And a request from a wonderful name. What was your wonderful name, sir? What was your wonderful name? Tug or Tug. Oh, what a wonderful name. I wonder where you're from. But yes, wonderful. So we'll find that out. Work that one out. Splendid.
mit dem Overhead eigentlich?
It's not working at the moment, so I don't know why. Vanessa tried to. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a second thing. Really? Wow, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Anonymous has just donated. Oh my goodness, not anonymous at all. It's Joe again. Joe, you're very generous. Thank you so much, Joe. You're wonderful. Vanessa, say thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Border Collie.
Thank you, Border Collie, says Vanessa. Are you going to wave into the camera?
Yeah.
Here's a Vanessa's hand, everybody. There you are. Do you have two hands today? The little one's asleep already, so we have to be quiet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. That was Friday night as organ music. Now, I think I haven't played anything jazzy on this organ yet, so I think we have to finish off with something a little bit jazzy. I think a touch of the Jelly Roll Mortons wouldn't be amiss. I haven't played it for a while, and I can't be bothered looking up the music for anything else, so I think we'll have a bit of the Wolverines. What do you think, folks? Wolverines to finish off this evening's concert. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for contributing. Very generous this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We're going to be back on the road again. It's so exciting. Wonderful. Very much looking forward to that. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, let's finish with the Wolverines. See you on Sunday night for more of this organ with more of your requests. Don't forget, send your requests to gang@gartshore.de. Don't forget to put a tip in the jar when you're doing it. And yeah, let's have some wonderful organic times together, ladies and gentlemen. The Wolverines, Jelly Roll Morton. See you Sunday.